We here at Bloodhound Pix would like to highlight non-film works that we're currently enjoying. Some old, some new, some obscure, and some popular, but they're all outside cinema.
Craig recently gifted me the game Until Dawn. So I'm about, I don't know, 4 years late to this party, but I am I'm borderline obsessed with this game at this point. It's unlike anything I've ever really played before. I'm not a huge gamer, so to get me this hooked on something is it that goes to show how good it is. And Until Dawn is basically a slasher movie that is in the form of a game, and the story is unfolds based on decisions that you make as a character. So you kind of go back and forth between what starts out as, I think, I don't know, 6 or 7 characters, and you have to make these decisions based on what you feel is the correct or right or whatever the situation may be, and the story will unfold based on that. So it's never going to be the same, no matter how many times you play, and it's scary as hell. It's like one of the best slasher movies that's not really a slasher movie that I've seen. And I'm sure that since this came out, when did it come out, Craig? Was it 2015?
Yeah, I think it was 2015.
Right. So like I said, I'm a little late to this party. But if you haven't played and you don't own it and you like that kind of video game, I'm not a gamer and I'm fucking borderline obsessed with it. So
And it was written it was written by Larry Fessenden and Graham Resnick.
Yep.
Who Larry Fessenden got famous because of Glass Eye Pix, and he's huge in the indie horror world. But it's also,
he shows up in the game too.
Yeah, it's also one of I think they have the Guinness Book of World Records for longest script, and it was like 10,000 pages or something. Like I have to relook it up, but yeah, it's an insane amount because of all the different choices they had to make. And then what's the guy that just won the Oscar for playing Freddie Mercury? He's a character in it, and
yep.
Rami Malek.
Yep. There you go. Before he was famous, I guess, or before he did Mr. Robot. What do you say? Check it out.
Yeah, check it out.
Joe Bob says, check it out.
Some movies reach universal acclaim. Some audiences love, but critics don't, and vice versa. But what about the stuff despised by everyone? This is Only a Mother Could Love, where we choose one such movie and try our best to defend it. Now we're going into Only a Mother Could Love, where Kyle will talk about Pumpkinhead 2.
Yes. Pumpkinhead 2 Blood Wings from 1994. So I guess I can give a quick synopsis. Basically, it's a sequel to Pumpkinhead, which if you haven't seen, then I don't know, what you're doing here. You should have seen it. But basically, it is following that story kind of, and there's this deformed kid who's killed like in the 1950s, and these bullies kind of cover it up. And then we're in present day where this Andrew Robinson from Hellraiser is this sheriff who's moved to the small town to like stop to get away from the city and urban crime, and he's in this town, and his daughter is hanging out with the wrong crowd, and they end up bringing this kid back to life, essentially, kind of, but he's Pumpkinhead. So he's killing everyone, going for revenge, and trying to kill these bullies who are now basically prominent members of this little like small town community. So they're like the judge and whoever, and yeah, and I would say for me, it's definitely a movie only a mother could love. I'm gonna leave it to you guys from there, and we'll go from there.
Okay. So since our last episode, I put my foot in my mouth by talking about, enjoy or acknowledging all the stuff Toby Hooper did, but saying at a personal level, I just never really connect with it as much. So the original Pumpkinhead, I remember watching. The most recent time I watched it was a couple years ago, and it always kind of felt, as much as I like it, I like creature features, there's kind of aspects that feel off or rushed, or I don't know. There's just something about it that I didn't get into. For the most part, I actually really enjoyed Pumpkinhead 2. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because of Andrew Robinson. And maybe it's because there's a higher body count. And in the original Pumpkinhead, the kids, when they so the idea of Pumpkinhead is that if you make this deal with Pumpkinhead, like, he'll go and avenge what has been wronged upon you by killing people, but then it destroys your body, or you kind of become the creature. So in the original, it's that these kids accidentally kill a child, and so the father goes to Pumpkinhead, does this, and then but there's this remorse with the teenagers where, it's not like there were these jerk kids that did it on purpose. Like,
oh no, there was one jerk kid.
Yeah, they're jerks, but I mean, there's obviously, they didn't purposefully go and do this, where with this one there is more of a kind of going with how people view the later Friday the 13th movies or stuff like that, where it's just jerk people getting their comeuppance, basically. And there is some stuff where, like, the orphan kid that becomes Pumpkinhead, who was killed in the 50s, he's somehow the son of Pumpkinhead. And there's others, there's like you almost feel that the sheriff's wife and daughter, you could just get rid of, because he has almost more connection to the medical examiner. Like, there's a ton of parts where they're talking and the music's playing, and I kept sitting there going, are they going to kiss right now? Because like, I don't know, that's just how it felt. And the wife was basically came in to give exposition. So I mean, there's stuff like that I don't think.
An exposition that you didn't even need.
Exactly. It's like, oh, her coat smells of smoke.
Yeah, like, wow, okay, who cares?
Yeah.
And we just saw her like smoking weed with the new kids.
Right. So yeah, exposition that you don't need, maybe in case you weren't paying attention. I don't know. Yeah, that character definitely needed to be completely cut.
And then even the daughter, though, it's like, you hardly see any scenes of them actually together, this father and daughter. They just kind of, at the end, there's like the resolution scene, but like, it could just be a random girl within the town that he's trying to protect, or stuff like that.
It could be like a single father too.
Yeah,
since she's like a wayward daughter anyways.
Yeah,
that would have worked better, I think.
Yeah,
but no, I really, for what it was, and like a straight to video sequel, I enjoyed it. I thought it was just a lot of fun. I mean, I definitely recommend it. I don't know, Josh, if you want to.
Yeah, I've got plenty to say on the topic. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know how many times I've seen this movie, but it's been a little while. And it had been so long, in fact, that I didn't realize how incredibly 90s this movie is.
Yes.
I mean, it is just ridiculous. Everything from the clothes and the fucking hair. I mean, it
Yes.
is every outfit. It may as well just be, you know, a shirt or whatever that says we're in 1994, because it is just god awful. And, you know, I was talking about the hairstyles too, and I'm not just talking about Bill Clinton's brother,
Yes.
who had the best haircut. But yeah, so 90s. I mean, it's just like, this is just disturbing. This is the most disturbing part of this movie, is how 90s it is. And it, you know, a lot of it doesn't really make sense. They also do the cardinal sin of starting the movie out with a flashback that basically, you don't know it at the time, but it's basically explaining the monster. And you know, we don't know that, like Kyle said, the scene with the Elephant Man kid being killed by a bunch of assholes is the first thing we see. Then we fast forward to 1994, which is the present at that point. And, you know, we don't know at the time that that's going to be Pumpkinhead, but they did. They just explained the goddamn monster. I actually, Craig doesn't really seem to like the first movie as much as he should. I love it. And I feel like, you know, this movie for me is taking, you know, it's a sequel to a film that is pretty excellent in terms of everything about it, and they don't really do a good job of it at all. They do up the death count substantially. There are some just really, really unnecessary demises of characters too, like the poor bastard that gets his eyes fucking pecked out for no reason. Pumpkinhead kills the guy, but just for good measure, chickens peck out his fucking eyes too. I mean, what the fuck?
It does have Kane Hodder though.
I was just gonna say kudos for getting Kane Hodder in there for one scene where he has sex with his deaf mute sister,
and then
and dies.
It also has what's her name from
Linnea Quigley.
Yes.
Yeah, who has the same thing. She's in a sex scene, and then that's it.
And then she loses her goddamn mind when she sees the monster and can't talk. She's a deaf mute too. That seems to be a running theme when that happens to. Is it more than just Linnea Quigley? And I know the one character already was a deaf mute, but then I thought somebody else went nuts after seeing the thing too. Maybe I'm just wishing that were the case. I don't know. But it's a good movie. It's basically the same as the original, right? They make the kids kind of all more douchey, which is problematic. That kid, I can't remember what his name is. The kid that's in Return of the Living Dead 3, the main kid, is such a douchebag. And, you know, it's like, you just want him to die. I mean, you basically want all, and it's great because Pumpkinhead is resurrected sort of accidentally. I don't even know how, by this group of assholes. But the first thing Pumpkinhead's going to do, since it's the Elephant Man kid, is he's going to kill all of these assholes that killed him in the beginning in the flashback, which ironically, none of them have left this town. All of them still live in the same area.
Of course not.
Okay. Yeah, right. I mean, okay. So of course the monster kills all of these adults now that killed the him as a child. And then right after that, now it's going to kill all of these kids because they accidentally killed its mother. I mean, then it's like, what? Okay, I mean, I guess.
Well, they didn't accident. I mean, he.
Oh yeah, it was on purpose.
Yeah. You're right. It wasn't an accident, but
But
you know,
I will.
Out of nowhere, like now that's the goal of the monster is now I'm going to kill all these fuckers.
Well, I will say that what I didn't get with the daughter. So I get the daughter going with the like a bad crowd or whatever, but she just when you first meet her, she's just meeting these kids, and then she instantly is like now dating the guy
Within
and
like
then,
what, 5 minutes?
yeah, and then she's supposed to be kind of the voice of reason, like, oh, we shouldn't do that and go help this woman to be back in, but yet she keeps covering for the guy. She doesn't really end up being that good of like the voice of reason, and it doesn't really explain why that may. Yeah,
I thought she was. I mean, she was clearly the best of the kids.
yeah,
I think she's just trying to fit in and be cool, but deep down, she's not a piece of shit. And she's like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't fucking burn this lady alive. I don't know. I want to smoke weed, but I don't want to murder this woman. And they're like, no, that's dumb. You're my girl now.
We're gonna smoke
Okay.
weed and burn this old lady.
Yeah, that kid, oh my god, though, he has a punch me face where you're just like, no, this kid's terrible. Can't wait for him to die.
Just such a douchebag.
Ugh.
but Andrew Robinson is really good in it.
When is he not?
What I was
Yeah.
gonna say, what is he not good in?
Yeah.
I did like the fact that he's back in Pumpkinhead 2, he's back to being a cop like he was in Cobra.
I didn't even know he was. I can't even remember that he was in Cobra.
Oh fuck yeah, he's in Cobra.
Yeah, that's one of the best just like cliche parts where he's just like, yeah, it's so good to be out here and not in the city. And then like he goes to the sheriff's office and there's just all these like farmers, Joe Unger, who I think is like my favorite character in the whole thing, but they're just like, goddamn city cop coming out here being a sheriff? Like, you got no business being here. That's basically verbatim dialogue.
But he was he grew up there or something until he was
Right.
like 8, so he's connected to the town, and
he knew the kid.
yeah, he knew the orphan kid, which is how he's able to save the day. Kind of, not really, but
He just saves his daughter, basically.
yeah, Pumpkinhead is able to do everything it set out to do, but
I think Josh is onto something though. What he's saying earlier, where it really does have two core stories. It really only needs one, because it's like you got the deformed kid getting revenge, and then you have the old witch lady who's being avenged too. And it's like, yeah, you could have just done one or the other. You didn't really need both.
yeah, no, I think I mean, I agree that you probably could really minimalize it with cutting out and just have even the new sheriff in town, who all these people, without showing the beginning part, all these people start getting killed, and then he's trying to figure out, well, what's the connection?
Yeah, that would have been way better if they did it as like a mystery, and then you had somewhere to go where then you find out that backstory flashback thing later.
Mhm.
Idiots. Way to go.
I just thought of a couple things. Did you guys start to get annoyed with the fucking strobe light effect every time the creature was on screen?
I don't remember it bothering me really.
Oh my god, it was to the point where it was just like, it was so like overdone, and it's like, where the fuck is the strobe light coming from? Every time the creature's on screen, just this, I mean, it was to the point where it was like, are you trying to like camouflage, being able to see it?
Probably.
Because that shit is so annoying. And I loved the fucking part too toward the end. I think it was the judge, right? Because he was the dad of the douchebag. It was when we were at the judge's house, and he's calling in like his posse to come save him, and he opens that door in his own house, and the fucking creature had taken the time to draw all of those fucking birds in that room in blood. I'm like, Jesus Christ, how fucking long did that take?
You
could
gotta
have killed this guy like an hour ago, at least.
A vengeful Pumpkinhead has a lot of idle time.
Fuck. Anyway, yes, this movie is amazing.
It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. And what the fuck? Seriously, the relationship with Andrew Robinson and the coroner woman, it was just like, why is she at their house all the time? Now she's at their house with the dude's actual wife there too. That's fucking weird, man.
Well, even at the end, it's not the wife that's like trying to find their daughter. It's him and the coroner are the
Yeah.
ones trying to save his daughter.
Yeah, it's
So-
very strange.
Yeah, I think
Which-
they just didn't know what to do with the wife. Because they got the coroner, and that's, the coroner ended up being who he's going to, like, advance the plot by talking about the case with, so.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably...
Because, I don't know, I feel in a not a normal movie, but I feel traditionally what they would have done is, like, we were talking about of, like, having him be a single father, and then having the coroner almost become, like, a love interest.
And to me, that would have worked out a lot better. Because they're almost doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, then the wife has, like, nothing to do, basically, at all.
Except, yeah, that's true. Except tell you things that you already know.
Yes.
Okay, so that, if we're all done...
Oh, we're not. First of all, we gotta talk about Roger Clinton as Mayor Bubba, because just those words on the screen is a game changer. his fucking mullet and his, like, I mean, he's not a good actor, but just his presence in the movie is hilarious, and his, like, sleazy mayor of this small town who doesn't really give a shit about anything. And then he's all excited when people are getting killed by Pumpkinhead, and he's like, what do you think? Like, this could be a tourist attraction. As the sheriff's like, we have a bunch of murders I want to solve. And he's like, yeah, whatever. Like, we can make money off of this. Yeah. He's fucking amazing.
People will line up to see this, just like the Loch Ness Monster.
Yes. He is like he's kind of the cherry on the 90s cake. Because that really,
without question,
that really fucking dates it, and just like, oh, that's where we are. The president's son is in this, or his brother, rather. Where's Craig?
Is he gone?
Who?
You.
No, I could hear all you guys.
Oh, it looked like you were gone.
It said your connection was interrupted for a minute.
Oh no, it said that for you, Kyle.
Oh, well, that's interesting. When did you guys first see this movie? Because I saw it as a kid, and it doesn't really hold up at all for me. But when I saw it, like, I was a little kid, and I was scared as shit of that deformed kid. And it's not scary now, but I remember, like, I used to have nightmares about that kid.
Oh my god, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
So I saw it probably, I don't even remember. I think I ended up seeing the sequels first, going to the video store, but I can't tell you which one. Like, I can remember chunks. Like, I remember chunks of the movie, but they all kind of blurred into, I don't know how many, 4 Pumpkinhead movies?
I think there is 4.
Yeah, they kind of all blurred into one. Well, the 3 straight to video all kind of blurred into one Pumpkinhead movie. And then the original I watched, I think, when I was in middle school, and then I rewatched it, like I said, again a few years back. I've only seen it twice.
I have no idea when I first saw Pumpkinhead 2. It came out in 94, so if I had to guess, I would say it wasn't long after that. But yeah, it was never scary.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw it it was the first Pumpkinhead movie I saw, and it scared me. I never saw the straight to video ones, and then like Craig, I found the original eventually.
Yeah.
But,
I think the straight to video, so if there is in fact 4, I think there is. I think part 3 and part 4 were sci-fi movies.
Really?
I think they were. Like, remember when sci-fi was like producing their own stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they both are.
Damn.
So that's gonna be a testament to the quality.
Yeah, so I didn't miss anything. No offense, sci-fi. Is sci-fi even exist anymore?
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
it's SYFY now instead of.
Oh yeah, I know that.
But no, they still do. I don't think they really do movies as much anymore.
I don't think they do either because it was just a fucking disaster.
Yeah, they started only doing the shark movies for a long time, and then.
And I don't even think they do that.
How many shark movies can you make?
Yeah, they made enough. But no, then I think I can't remember any more of it. I know that yeah, I lost my train of thought.
Way to go.
Yep.
The only thing I have to add are the two morals that I got from the story, which are don't steal from a witch, and witches should be more careful with all their fucking candles.
They should, because she has all of those candles, and they're not even in holders. They're just sitting all over, easy to be pulled and fall over by.
And she lives in this little shack.
A wooden shack.
I was gonna say with flammable shit everywhere.
Crazy witch.
But she lasts a long time.
She was asking
for burning.
Yeah. Well, so, he could have saved her. Anyways, what were you saying?
I was just gonna say, speaking of the burnt up witch, that scene in the hospital when she dies and then snaps to attention is one of the greatest scenes in the movie. I think outside of Kane Hodder, that's probably my favorite one, just because of that makeup looks awful, and just the whole spiel that she goes on where she's basically just telling the audience information that they need to know. It was fucking amazing.
Dude, and their overreaction to it, like Andrew Robinson and the medical examiner.
Yeah, that too.
Like, she just died 30 seconds ago, and then she comes back, and they're like, what? It can't be. And it's like, well, I mean, it could be.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably happened before.
I guess that's it.
Okay.
Pumpkinhead 2 is good. Watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want, whatever.
We say to watch it, and it's topical now because there's talk of them doing a remake or I don't know if it's a remake or like what they did with Halloween, where it's a sequel but not acknowledging the others. I don't know.
No, I think it's a remake.
Okay.
I think one of the people that was involved creatively with the original is involved with this too.
Okay.
Hopefully they can get Roger Clinton back. We all know he's got a lot going on, but
I was going to say Roger might be too busy.
He probably still has the same haircut.
Bloodhound Pix podcast is produced by Josh Lee, Craig Dram, and Kyle Hintz. Music by Raymond Seed. Audio editing by Kyle Hintz.